For the longest time, I was just playing bar chords. Just only bar chords, open chords. So now I try and record stuff in the Ableton. I try and make, I don't know, just a cool song. I had a nice idea, and it would always sound like it was coming straight out of a fucking commercial, because it sounded corny. It sounded too basic. And for the longest time, I could just never figure out how to make something that didn't sound like everything I'd ever heard before, anything that wasn't just boring. And I finally found it out with basic diatonic seventh chords. They're used in every kind of music that has guitar in it most of the time. You'll find it in any kind of music you like. I know it's super popular. I mean, even just outside the guitar, in just any other instrument, especially piano. Like, if you're in the, obviously, lo-fi hip-hop, that's the only fucking thing they use. Any sort of jazz, fusion, J-rock, vaporwave even, like literally just go to any playlist that you have, any sort of album, you'll probably find something related to a seventh chord. They're super useful, and they really just immediately take you out of that feeling of corniness. So there's no fluff with this. I'm just gonna, because I wish I had this like 2 years ago. It would have just immediately put me into the position of being able to make really cool stuff that I think that is really cool, sounds nice. They really just changed everything for me with songwriting on the guitar. Hopefully it'll make you sound a lot cooler and a lot more awesome than you do now. So you're welcome, here you go. So the three things we're gonna talk about is what are the diatonic seventh chords, or the chords that fit within the key naturally, how to play them, and how to apply them into your songwriting process. Pretty straightforward. So when you look at a major or minor key in music, you have your 7 chords, major and minor chords that diatonically fit within that key. For major, it's major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. And then minor, it's the same thing, just in a slightly different order. Minor, diminished, major, minor, minor, major, major. And then you take those chord qualities, slap in whatever key scale you're using for that key. So if it's, if it's C, obviously just for the easy example, C, D, E, F, G, A, B. You just put those in order with the chord qualities, and boom, you got the chords of your key. Now that's for major, minor. It's the exact same thing for the 7th chords within the key. It pretty much almost follows the exact same pattern as major, minor, minor, major, major, blah, blah, blah. It's, for major keys, it's major 7, minor 7, minor 7, major 7, dominant 7, minor 7, flat 5. And then for minor keys, it's minor 7, flat 5, major 7, minor 7, major 7, dominant 7. Those are all of the chord qualities within your major, minor keys for 7th chords. And then again, you take whatever key you're playing in. So if it's C, then for C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, slap that in order. C minor, and you can do that for any scale, any key. Just slap it all in there and it'll all line up. Those are, chords that will always work when you're writing, when you find out whatever key your song is in. Now that you know what chords you can use, well, how do you play them? I'll play all the chords and put their chord shapes on the screen. You can just pause the video throughout and figure out how to play them yourself with your guitar. Just copy what I do.
So real quick, here's a little guide for the chord playing section to help keep things clear. There are 4 types of 7th chords I'll be playing. Each type will have 3 different shapes, meaning there are 3 different ways to play the same chord. One shape starting on the E string, the second starting on the A string, and the third starting on the D. And the reason there aren't shapes past the D string is because you need 4 notes to play a 7th chord, meaning you need at least 4 strings. And finally, I'll be playing every chord with the root note on C, just to keep things consistent. But the chords will not be labeled with a note, because you can slide the shape up and down the neck anywhere, and it'll still be the same chord type. With that out of the way, here's all the chords.
Now, obviously, you're not going to be able to memorize all these shapes instantly. It's going to take a minute for it to become memory, and then you can just sit down and, play them, figure out, you know exactly where they are. The best way to do so, how to memorize them, I think is just by learning songs that use them. I'll put a list on screen of all the songs that I learned that helped me memorize these and make them feel more natural to play. That's probably the easiest way to do it, the most fun, and learning new songs is always great if you're playing guitar or any instrument really. And even if you don't have the chords completely memorized, you can still use them when you're writing a song. Just keep the chord list of whatever key you're working up on the screen somewhere, and then you can always refer back to it to figure out what chord you're supposed to play. And then you can always refer back to my video for if you forgot how to play one of them and you're like, how the fuck do you play flat 5 again? Just look at the video.
So real quick, if any of this has been confusing, or if you want any more guidance in somewhere else with your guitar playing journey, I have free one-on-one lessons open now. Just email me and we can set up a time for a Zoom call. In the future, I'll be doing paid one-on-one lessons, so get in it now while you don't owe me jack shit. Alright, I'm done. Back to it.
Now here's an example of how I learned, oops, dropping shit, how I learned, or how I applied this to my own songwriting. I was working in a song that was in E minor. So I went to the chord quality order for minor key, and I saw, okay, so we got minor 7, flat 5, major 7, minor 7, minor 7, major 7, dominant 7. I took E minor, the scale, so you got, what was it? So you got E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E. I put all those in order with the quality order and got all the diatonic chords of my key that I was playing in. So with that, I had everything I could use. So here's the beat that was being used for it. I mean, obviously a great way to start with any key is just taking the first chord within the key. So that's E minor. Sounds beautiful already. Now from here, I just move around to other chords and see what relationships between two chords and their movement sound great. Now here's also a little tip for when you're choosing what chords to move between within your key. I found that there are 3 different instances where the chord changes sound the best. You have when you're moving between the interval of either a semitone or a whole tone, or just, when you're looking at the key shifting up or down 1 within the list. That'll always sound good. Moving between fourths, which when you're up here on the A string or anything that isn't the B string, a fourth will just be the one directly under or above it. So, or also a fifth, which also creates a power chord. So that's an easy way to remember what a fifth looks like on the guitar. So you got, let's see your point. Those are usually good bass points to try and find nice transitions between chords. I like those a lot. So let's go back again. So we go up to F sharp. That sounds amazing. I love that. That sounds cool. But what are we going to put next? Because I don't want to just go between those two. That sounds, I don't know. It's kind of boring. So fine, the next chord to go to, maybe we do a 4-chord progression. Maybe if I go to
again, like, you also don't have to follow these rules like it's gospel. You can just mess around while you're listening to the beat or while you're listening to whatever you have, or if you're just improvising without anything else on top of it, just try stuff. Just go around, play different chords in different orders. Like, just have fun with it. But just having those seventh chords, having those seventh chords, geez, is a really nice baseline to just work off of, because they always sound cool. They always sound groovy as fuck. So there you have it. Okay, yeah, sure. So E minor 7, up that one step, come over here. Now this here isn't like a fourth or a semi or a fifth, but when I go to here, it leads to being able to resolve back to the E minor with that fourth. So it'll sound nice. It'll sound like a nice resolution. Do is add some put that in the left ear, then you go in the right ear and add some melodies, and Mac DeMarco's your fucking uncle, baby. I did lie a little bit. I came up with this before, a couple months ago actually, because I used it to enter a competition, a little collaboration competition with another YouTuber.
Oh, stop.
I mean, it helped me out. People seem to like it, so I have a good feeling people will like it if you add it to your shit, so enjoy. Have fun with your 7 chords.